The Roblox community has made way too many Electracy walk around it memes. I mean, how does 3 words have 7.8 million views? And people are making thousands of videos on the Obby. People are literally speedrunning the Obby. It's gone so widespread that my own comments talk about walking around it. You know what? Fine. I'll give in. I'll walk around it using a bot so I don't have to learn how to do it. Yeah, so it turns out my idea sucked. Making this bot gave me severe nightmares because I not only had to learn how to do it, but I also had to reproduce it enough times so I can actually test my bot.
Dude, I'm actually about to crash that.
Jeez, Harper, way to go. And with my expectations high sailing and my thoughts still naive, I sailed that ship into the fog of war. Okay, this is pretty easy because we just walk past here. Bro, how do you beat this? What? How are you supposed to beat this if like your limbs like move around and stuff? So I'm assuming either you need a very skinny avatar or... And this was when I realized it wasn't just a basic obby. You see, this particular obby required you to somehow slide through this brick without your arms touching the red brick. And turns out every way makes your character touch that brick. You can't shift lock, you can't slide, but... Oh! Yo! Okay, I'm kind of scared. I don't want to like move my camera. But I think we beat it. Welcome to the second stage and the last stage. Seems like it's easy, right? No. It's like one of those tests with 2 questions, and if you get one wrong, you get 50%. This is the wall hop obby. You see, most obbies look like this typically require wall hopping. PC users get an advantage here compared to mobile players because our alignment keys allow us to flick our cameras in 45-degree increments. But the only difference in this particular obby is that you can't jump. You have to stick to the wall by walking. Now, what are we supposed to do here? It's like a wall jump. Oh, I get it. So you kind of have to like wall jump past. Maybe you can use alignment keys on the keyboard. Like something like this. Oh, I bounced. I think that's the method. You just gotta... Yes, Harp, you bounced pretty far. And that was the worst hope I could have ever been given. So I used that sense of false hope to plan out my program. And that was my biggest mistake. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to define a few different functions, especially that reset. So reset character is gonna require me to press the escape key. R, and then enter. That's gonna be how it resets. And then I can press shift again to censor my camera. So it was then that I realized the spawns in this game face you either forwards or sideways. That was a direct issue with my game because the direction the player moves will be based on where you initially spawn. My idea is that we reset the player first, and then we choose one main direction we want the player to face for our program. If they're misaligned, we simply align them with our alignment keys. See how useful it is for our program? The best part about this is, I couldn't find a way to move our mouse on Roblox using Python, so we pretty much had to rely on our alignment keys. So after ripping off some code from the Py input documentation, again like all famous programmers said,
your code is now my property.
So there we go. And matter of fact, I'm just gonna copy the whole code. And I realized, shoot dude, this is easier than I thought. And yeah, I spent pretty long on making this program. But hey, with all things in life, we gotta work hard to achieve hard. Was that the saying? Do Python now. Okay. So as soon as we press S, it starts and the entire game just crashed. Wow, that is wonderful. My game just crashed. Yeah, so I'm kind of dumb for this. My Python had an infinite loop running. I'd somehow forgotten to tell my Python script to wait a bit on each press. So my game turned back here because it probably pressed escape 1,000 times. What quite literally took me 5 seconds to beat manually by just walking around it. I just say, crash my PC. Good job, Harper. What we're gonna do is every time I press R, we're going to reset the character and realign the character. And it's not going to do anything until we press C, which means correct alignment. Alright guys, so after a lot of program deliberation, I think what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to show out some of the print functions I have down here so you guys see what's going on. So first of all, I have the program started, right? I press T so it resets until I get to this point. I press C so I confirm that the spawn rotation is correct. I press U to execute the level function. Wow, that's pretty good. I think we need to have W a little bit longer though. C and then press U to execute. Perfect. Wow, we did it. We just did it, guys. That was the first first level done. With some basic movement keys, I reset the character until it faced a particular direction, and then held the A key to the side, W key a bit, and D to the spawn. Good job, friends, we made it to level 1. Now the hard part with programming this part is that we have to angle our cameras to get through. But remember what I said about our alignment keys being the only way to change our cameras? Yeah, I didn't really think about that till now. Thanks, Past Harper. That stress you procrastinated on until now is going to haunt me forever. At this point, I thought the project was undoable. After all, this stage required us to angle our cameras a bit. What could we do if we literally can't do that with Python? I tried looking for any sort of hope across the web. I tried looking through the documentation for any sense of hope left, and luckily for me. So this is pretty interesting. I think Sheet can use arrow keys, and if you didn't know an arrow keys, Roblox actually allows you to kind of twist and turn your camera. So I think this will be pretty useful when it comes to that sort of minor rotation. Boom, that's going to be our program. This should be super easy. No, it was not. Using pretty much the same type of logic from before, we held our keys down until we reached that wall, and now we have to angle our camera. And I'm not too sure if we should derive and solve for that particular angle of the camera to make it easier for us, or if we should just use trial and testing and errors till it works. Just do testing and trials, man.
Later.
Dude, trial and error has gotta be the worst idea ever. But I'm already too far in and I can't give up. Yeah, so it turns out being lazy actually made it harder for me. Kind of the lesson from the whole video. Never back down, never would. Man, shut up. We have a bit of horizontal movement on the camera by using our arrow keys, but those don't actually twist our character, just the camera. But luckily for us, again, man, I'm one lucky dog. Shift lock exists. We could just use shift lock and then twist our camera a bit to hopefully get that one lucky angle to move by sliding. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we finally got the program working. So look, the program is already running. I press T until it resets into the correct orientation. Press C to tell it that it's ready. I press U to execute. And watch this beauty. Oh my gosh. And now all I have to do is hold W. See you guys in 20 minutes. I'm gonna use the restroom. And we're officially through. Let's go. Good job, everyone. You made it through with me. Oh my gosh, good job, Harper. And with that, we had successfully finished Obby 1. And for reference, I finished those 2 Obbies in 2 minutes. And I spent about 2 hours at this point making the program for these 2 levels because I was too lazy. But hey, at least it works. So I thought this level would be a repeat of our previous Obby. After all we had to do was use our movement keys to align ourselves with the wall hop, and then we used our program to align ourselves and move across the wall, right? So naive, Harper. So naive. To save you the boring talk, yes, it was one of the easier scripts of the bunch that I had to make. But did my later finished script end up working? Yeah, so I had the brilliant idea of leaving my computer on and seeing if this will actually work. This actually felt like shiny hunting in one of those old Pokémon games, if you know what I'm talking about, with waiting until the perfect run. But that perfect run never came, and I had lost hope. At this point, I spent hours on this program. Even Electracy's short explaining her Obby showed her timing the keys on each jump. I can't do that. How would my Python program detect when my Roblox character is about to land and then flick the keys? Shoot, all hope was lost again. Was the project over? I turned off the setup, and with the feeling of defeat, I went to do some errands to clear my mind. I spent so much time on a wasted video idea.
Later.
Wait, what? I couldn't believe it. This dude called Roblox Master Guys had single-handedly completed Obby 2 without flicking. Was I overcomplicating the whole thing to begin with? That was what I meant by getting a false sense of hope. Being close to finishing the Obby with alignment keys was the worst false hope ever, because I thought that would be the victory method. But nope, it wasn't. So thank you, Roblox Master Guys, very cool. So I got right to work to recreating this method, and I first did this on mobile because it appeared in many of these types of tutorial videos. So it was one of the easier methods. Wow, computer would be much easier. No, it isn't. Please tell me I just found the method. That would be actually so sick. So what I did on mobile, all I did was... We're gonna have to go through a few trials and tribulations, but it's alright. So it turns out my computer is too fast, so it actually made my game smoother so that this angle doesn't really let me hang on the edge. So go into settings, turn FPS to 60, done. Oh, here we go. So if I'm on 60 FPS, this works. Interesting. So I just beat it. Good job, Harper. This is actually something I'm proud of you about. Downgrading my FPS actually made this work perfectly, and this will turn out to be crucial knowledge for my final program later on. It's been 4 hours and I hate myself forever. But during those 4 hours, I had my first successful run. I used my Python script to calibrate to how much I should be turning my right arrow key, and it actually started making me slide across the platform.
Oh my lord, guys, we are so close.
And don't worry guys, we're gonna speedrun using these scripts in the end, so I can show you guys that it's actually real. I think around this time is when I should introduce to you guys LARP Loom. Yeah, I know, I didn't know what else to name him, but he's just my mobile device. I'm recording a different angle of my Roblox character, so it's easier for you guys to view. Yeah, so I ended up being super close again, and even further this time. I mainly changed my angle to be a little bit more outward, so I'm angled at getting further. Also, I was only doing testing. I didn't end up holding S for a super long time. As you can see, that was around 8 seconds, so I increased it to around 8.5 seconds. After a bit more testing though, I realized that I kept calibrating my numbers for how much angle or how long I'm pressing these keys. Nothing ended up working. It felt like every run had a different outcome. Was this even possible? I had my doubts again. But like the wise Rengoku once said, set your heart ablaze. And after my heart was ablaze, I thought about it with a clear mind and realized, is my computer too fast? You see, a mobile phone usually runs games at 30 FPS. My mobile phone did it just fine, and my computer reproduced that behavior at 60 FPS. So let's downgrade to 30 FPS. And an old Roblox trick is to right click on the Roblox window and your entire game becomes super laggy, sort of replicating that 30 FPS behavior. So while I'm grinding through this, I just wanted to let you guys know that I often cover stuff on my screen because I'm talking to people and there's a Spotify pop-up on my screen. So just personal reasons is all. Thank you guys so much for sticking until here, by the way. We had done it. Our script actually did everything on its own.
Yeah, we did it!
Now, normally people would be satisfied after all the script worked, but nope, I'm now going to speedrun using these scripts, because as the wise philosopher once said, people's dreams have no end. Nobody has ever said that.
Yeah, boy!
You can see here that I'm doing the 30 FPS trick. I had finished a speedrun in about 2 minutes. I had officially completed the challenge. Now, if there's one lesson to take away from this experiment, please, ladies and gentlemen, don't ever give up. Throughout this challenge, I had many times when I thought this video was not possible. I thought I really couldn't do something impossible, but that ship sailed eventually in my favor. So don't give up. As for the program in this video, I'm not going to open source it, mostly because the results are very inconsistent across different runs. I also want to show Electracy's game some respect by leaving it as a challenge that everyone should experience for themselves and not simply use a script for. This was merely just an experiment. If you really must see the code, I mean, the video is pretty good at seeing what I did. Please, 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 I don't usually ask for subscribers or likes at all in my videos, but if you guys would like to see more of this type of content, please show your support by liking and subscribing to this channel. Thank you guys so much. And as always, probably don't make a bot on something you could do manually in like 10 minutes.